is CBS.
Oh, who's that kid with the Oreo cookie?
This isn't an Oreo. It looks like fudge.
We dumped all the crunchy cookies, we dumped all the creamy middles.
In fudge?
But inside the simple cookie that you loved when you were little.
An Oreo cookie inside the fudge?
Oh, the fudge can't hide the kid inside when you're eating an O-R-E-O, O-R-E-O.
New Oreo cookies covered with fudge.
Oh!
I like to complain to the bakery man who makes hot dog buns. You make them so long that when you eat your hot dog up, you still have this bun left. That isn't very neat. So I say, make your bun shorter.
How about a hot dog that's longer? New Oscar Mayer Bun Length hot dogs. They're longer than regular hot dogs, so Oscar Mayer Bun Length hot dogs fit your bun bite for juicy bite.
Never mind.
What are you up to, Max?
Alex, I'm memorizing our Nutri-News, so when customers ask, I'll be ready.
Good job, Max.
Thanks, Alex.
Hi, Max. How many calories in lamb?
Only 59 per ounce, Mrs. Swenson.
Protein?
Oh, lamb's high in protein.
How about zinc?
Zinc? Zinc's with an I think, right? Sure, I could tell you about zinc, but instead I'll give you Kroger's free Nutri-News booklet. It's got all you need to know.
Thanks, Max.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Alex.
You're welcome.
Kroger Nutri-News, because a little help can make a difference.
WJHL TV, Channel 11.
This is TV 11 Eyewitness News with Judy Fleming and Steve Bucci with sports.
Good evening. Searchers combing the area around Limestone Cove and Valley Forge in Carter County this morning found no sign of Dolly Googe. The 67-year-old woman mysteriously disappeared from her home in Hampton last week. Police say they suspect foul play. Earlier today, volunteers and rescue squad members searched for hours but turned up nothing more than a few false hopes. Meanwhile, family members are offering a $6,000 reward for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible or for the return of her body. Carter County's protest over the removal of CBM Bible classes from the classroom is expected to be the first in a stage of string of legal battles. Yesterday, almost 2,000 angry residents showed their objections to the school board's decision to take the classes out of the curriculum. They're now planning to raise money for court action to fight for the Bible classes. The march was a means of resisting two couples who don't want CBM classes in school. Those two families are backed by the American Civil Liberties Union. The Hawkins County Grand Jury begins its next session tomorrow. Headlining considerations by the jurors is the indictment of a couple from Salisbury, North Carolina, charged with the murder of 21-month-old Scotty Trexler. The young boy was pronounced brain dead May 29th after being flown to the University of Tennessee Hospital in Knoxville. Medical reports showed Scotty Trexler suffered multiple inflicted traumatic injuries, with the cause of death being a cranial hemorrhage. The grand jury is expected to indict 21-year-old Carrie Bowers with first-degree murder and the baby's mother, 18-year-old Tammy Trexler, with aiding and abetting. A trial date could be set as early as next month. Well, the first-degree murder trial for Larry Clark has been continued until September 23rd. Clark, a Johnson City mechanic, is charged with the shooting death of 27-year-old Wade Janey last fall. Janey was found in the trunk of his burned-out car over Fire Tower Road in Washington County. His hands and feet were bound, and the coroner found a bullet wound through the skull. The other man charged with the slaying, Mark Cheney, was transported to the Unicoi County Jail in April. Neither men are being allowed bond. The state has indicated an intention to seek the death penalty. The pros and cons are staking out their positions as the Senate confirmation process for Supreme Court nominee Robert Bork gets underway this week. Bork is seen by many as a conservative who would change the direction of the court significantly to the right.
Judge Bork for a set of reasons which we can find in no other nominee in recent years, and that is that his writings and his speeches have consistently and recently suggested that the role of the court is illegitimate, that the court should not be deciding what rights people have according to the Bill of Rights, that local government should be deciding with checks and balances, and which liberals and conservatives alike.
With David Brinkley this morning, and at the same time, White House Chief of Staff Howard Baker tried to portray Bork as a mainstream jurist and the best man for the court on a different network. Appearing on Meet the Press, Baker said the president isn't trying to tilt the Supreme Court.
No doubt that the President of the United States has not asked for a commitment from this justice or any other Supreme Court justice that he's ever nominated on a particular issue.
Southwest Virginia's bog turtle tops the state's endangered species list. The list will go into effect October 31st as a means of protecting the turtle's natural habitat. 20 species are on that list, developed by the State Department of Game and Inland Fisheries. 55 residents from Kentucky, Tennessee, and Southwest Virginia took part in elections for the so-called 51st state in the nation. Of course, the new state of Cumberland isn't official, but it's a means of fighting the lack of interest from their own state and spurring tourism. 9 of the region's poorest counties are taking part. And by the way, the mock state has elected a woman as their first mock governor. Votes were bought for $10 each. The proceeds going to attract interest, either curious or tourist, to the Appalachian Mountain area. Police in Boone, North Carolina say residents braced for a rowdy weekend were pleasantly surprised by the behavior of some 5,000 bikers. The group attended this year's Harley-Davidson rally in Boone's High Country Fairgrounds. Riders attending the rally filled area motels. Few complaints were recorded from business officials and residents. On to a rally of a sweeter kind on Muscle Beach in Venice, California today. Festivities surrounded the construction of the world's largest root beer float. Creators hope to make it into the Guinness Book of World Records with their float. Its ingredients, 350 pounds of vanilla ice cream combined with root beer in a 16-foot mug. Well, hazy clouds over our region today would have kept that frozen treat a little longer than they could in California, a sign that fall is on the way. We'll be back with the forecast after this.